Oh, hey y'all, I hope that you all enjoyed the video. If you do, please like and subscribe and share with all your friends. Have a great rest of the day. Hey y'all, hope you all having a good day. You will not believe where I'm at. I am actually right on the beach here in Melbourne, Sebastian area in Florida, just on the coast, on the east coast here. Not sure if you all know the significance, but this is actually one of the general areas here that one of the boats actually crossed or crashed here for the 1715 Spanish fleet. More information to come in just a second once the wind kind of calms down a little bit. Okay, so in July of 1715, just off the coast of Florida here, near the Sebastian, Vero Beach, and the general area up along the coast here, I would definitely say that this area experienced a hurricane or a natural disaster of that sense, as the fleet of ships was traveling through the area to bring the treasure they had to Spain. About 11 to 12 merchant ships carrying gold, silver, and other valuable items to Spain was actually sunk due to the hurricane that had hit this area at that time. Estimates of about 1,500 men, women, and children were able to survive the sinking and make it to the beach. It was decided that they would make the base camp right here where their flagship had sunk. That base camp is located where the McLarty Treasury Museum, about a quarter mile down yonder that way. And that is in the Vero Beach area. Governor General Corcolis ended up sending a relief party composed mostly of Indian auxiliaries from St. Augustine to provide relief for the survivors. These auxiliaries were able to provide protection and aid to the people who were recovering the treasure from the sunken ships. To add, the surviving ships' officers were able to create search parties in smaller camps. And that was in addition to the large base camp that they had to help better facilitate the recovery process. Archaeological work at the site revealed that the salvagers seemed to have erected some temporary structures and a well for use as a storehouse, as used for storehouses and for the recovered gold and silver. As the salvage operation was going on, Henry Jennings, an English pirate, sailed to the area and chased off the guards and seized a large quantity of the recovered coins, which he carried away to Port Royal, Jamaica. A significant amount of that treasure was later recovered after that incident. As far as the treasure that all these ships were carrying before they had sunk during the hurricane, quite a bit of the treasure had originated from Mexico, Peru, Bolivia, and Colombia. Oftentimes, on the return trip, they would stop by Cuba to join up and leave at that point. The route that they took actually was from that point involved them heading north, just barely sailing along the coast. I guess that a lot of people come out here and try to find the coins and all that sorts, especially after storms and big waves and all that sorts, and kind of find it pretty fascinating in my opinion, but oh well. Well, anyways, they were actually able to start the recovery process of that treasure that was in the ship's cargoes almost immediately. These professional salvage crews were actually made up of the natives and islanders from Cuba, had replaced their survivors that were searching for these treasures and all the things that were being searched for. Not that their help wasn't appreciated, but anyways, their efforts with the diving bells, grappling hooks, and other salvage implements were relatively successful. About 80% of the lost treasure and other stuff was recovered by those crews between 1715 and 1716. Unfortunately, English pirates decided to raid the salvage camps and allegedly take several cannons and some other treasures. Nonetheless, they were actually able to finish most of the salvage process by April of 1716. At least one additional attempt was made in 1719. Well, anyways, I guess that those estimates do go without saying, though, that overall, after everything was actually said and done, varied estimates really actually put the recovered treasure, the percentage that was recovered from the sunken ships, to be about anywhere between 35 and 80%. The theory is behind that is that they often use the higher numbers to help discourage the pirates from trying to get that treasure that happened to have been left behind. They just didn't want to have the pirates coming by and taking any of that away, and stealing it and all that stuff. I guess they kind of took it a little personal whenever they did try to. So that was the real big reason. I mean, they just didn't want to have the pirates coming up and stealing stuff. But now, as you can see, interestingly enough, as very briefly mentioned before, you'll often see a lot of these people, especially these people out here with metal detectors and other little things and stuff, come out here in search of some of the treasures and stuff, the coins and all that sorts. I guess as far as how much is found these days, I'm not even sure. I couldn't even tell you. But then you also probably got to account for, some of the reports, that are, that you come out and say, oh, we found this, we found that, but I'm sure that what's actually found is probably way higher than what those reports are probably telling you. Just found that interesting that they actually came out here with their metal detectors as I was making this video. But anywho, a lot of that actually happens after big storms and stuff. So I guess if you're ever in the area, you probably could come out here with a metal detector, but supposedly, I haven't looked into the rules either as far as what's required or not, but they do say, in a sense, from what I've heard from some people, that you have to turn the coins over to the state of Florida. As far as if that's actually true or not, I couldn't tell you offhand. Not on a topic I'm really too informed on, but go for it, I guess. Now, by no means am I promoting any museum or any of that sorts, or historic site or whatever, but one thing that I will say, though, is that there's actually 2 museums that I know of that are in this general area. One is the McGlarty Treasury Museum, which is probably about a quarter mile down the road here. This is the entrance right here, but there's the McGlarty Museum just down the way there, maybe about a quarter mile or maybe a little over. And they have a very cool exhibit, and also some video on the topic of the 1715 Spanish fleet that had sunk off, just the coast here and stuff. And also kind of goes over the route that they, the routes that they would generally take, and and just Mel Fisher, one of the people who came out here to recover some of the treasure and stuff, was going through all that stuff. And then The second museum that I know of is the Mel Fisher Museum, which is not on the beach, but it's within like 20 minutes of, like 5-10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes at most, but depending on where you are. But I guess 20 minutes from here, because you have to go over a bridge and all that stuff. But the Mel Fisher Museum is also another place that has some exhibits and stuff. Both of them have some muskets and a cannon on hand, and all that stuff. Both very, 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 very cool places to go if you have time. Both sites, or both museums, have a very small fee as well. But as I said, well worth the visit if you have the opportunity to go. So give it a try, and go give those two places a try, and see what your thoughts are and stuff. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and definitely have a great rest of the day.